Black Panther made quite the impact when it debuted 2 days after Valentine's Day in 2018. An all-black cast in a futuristic African setting on such a large scale was something audiences had never seen before. It was a huge hit, and fans were clamoring for more adventures from T'Challa. Chadwick Boseman's recent untimely death was a huge blow to MCU fans and just fans of the man in general. He was a fine actor with seemingly a long, successful career ahead of him. It's all the more tragic because Boseman in particular probably made the biggest impression during his character's introduction in Captain America: Civil War. It was an exciting development for fans as it made it clear that a Black Panther film was on the way. Boseman's considerable charisma, calm authoritative demeanor, playful wit, and impassioned emotional turmoil over the death of his father made the character one of the more memorable elements of that film. Boseman brought these same qualities to his leading man turn in Black Panther, and it's why I believe attempts to recast the Black Panther role with his sister Shuri is a misguided endeavor. While Marvel's plans for recasting the role are still a mystery, the rumor mill has been churning, with Marvel said to be heavily leaning in Shuri's direction. At first glance, this casting idea makes a ton of sense. Letitia Wright was a surprise standout in Black Panther, and in certain instances stole the show. People loved her wide-eyed, enthusiastic, and youthful energy, as well as her playful banter with Boseman. The two had a lot of chemistry, and the pairing only made Black Panther's cinematic impression even stronger. MCU fans bonded with Wright, and she became an overnight sensation. So from a purely fan service perspective, allowing Shuri to slip into the role that her brother once occupied has a lot of logic behind it. But let me be the voice of dissent here, not because I don't like Shuri, but because I believe it is vitally important to have strong black leading men in roles like this. The black community's near epidemic of deadbeat fathers and our prison system's near monopoly on the black male experience has created extremely damaging images. Other famous actors like Denzel Washington, Will Smith, and Samuel L. Jackson have done a lot to curtail some of these negative stereotypes. And having had a black president in office for 2 terms was a breath of fresh air for the black community. But Obama has been out of office for some time now. Denzel and his fellow A-list actors are only getting older, and there are virtually no candidates to take their place. To be clear, there are plenty of black actors, but very few A-list superstars. These stars are what the world sees when it looks to mainstream Hollywood. They get the most exposure from being the leads in big-budget films. Boseman's turn as Black Panther in one of Marvel's flagship franchises was a major stepping stone in filling some of the creeping emptiness that has started to occupy these slots. Black Panther stood for more than just Marvel's latest cash cow. It was a watershed cultural moment in big-budget Hollywood filmmaking, a worldwide phenomenon that captured global audiences as a zeitgeist event. And it was vitally important that a strong, elegant, and dignified black male occupied the central role as the king of Wakanda. It was a heavy push against the stereotype of the average black male and their severe absence from black households. The statistics are jaw-dropping. In 1970, 24% of black infants were born to single mothers. By 1990, that number had skyrocketed to a whopping 64% and has steadily increased every year since. Today, more than 3/4 of black mothers are single, and that's not even getting into the terrifying prison statistics, which I will not go into as that information is readily available online for anyone who is curious. But my point has been made. There is a drastic need for positive black male role models, and especially in the entertainment industry. And from my point of view, this makes the potential casting of Shuri as the new Black Panther a major mistake. To be fair, black females also need strong role models in entertainment. But based on the devastating statistics, the priority towards a black male couldn't be more obvious. Setting aside the socio-political argument, and if you want to look at it from a purely faithful comic adaptation, in the comic book, Black Panther is a male. He is the king of Wakanda. A lot of fans simply don't want T'Challa recast, and that's understandable. Like I said before, Boseman's performance was memorable, and his passing untimely. It makes sense that fans have an emotional attachment to him, but I don't believe recasting a role in order to keep the accuracy of the character intact is a disrespectful thing. Boseman will always be the T'Challa audiences grew to love, but life does go on, and no one will ever forget Boseman's contribution, simply because another actor took up the mantle of T'Challa. There is also heavy precedent toward recasting in other superhero films. Christopher Reeve's death in no way prevented Warner Brothers from recasting Kal-El in their future Superman movies. Like Boseman, Reeve defined the cinematic role of Superman and Clark Kent, and fans of the character had no problem embracing his replacements. Black Panther is sometimes dubbed the Black Bruce Wayne because of their similar attributes of high intelligence and vast wealth, allowing them to don a black costume in order to fight evil using advanced technology. There have been many cinematic Bruce Waynes. That character is a virtual revolving door of actors. Recasting cinematic superheroes is practically a pastime. I see Black Panther as no different. The emotional attachment to Boseman is strong, but those strong feelings will fade. In years from now, if and when Shuri takes the mantle, will we look back on that decision to remove T'Challa from his own films as the right one? I have a feeling the answer will be an unequivocal no. If you enjoyed this video, consider hitting the like and subscribe button, as I'll be posting more content in the future. Thanks for watching.